All right, Shalom. This is the brother of Warba,
Akazat.
repping Great Millstone Dallas alongside Great Millstone San Antonio. We're back with another lesson. And before we get started, we're going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful and humble elect that's out there doing this work in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the planet Earth, hoping to erect the house of David and wake up the hopeful elect, man, so we can get the heck up out of this thing. All right. And today's lesson, it's not going to be real long, but it's going to be straight and to the point. It's been something that's been on my spirit for quite a minute now. It's meaning to come out, and finally we have the opportunity to do so. And it's just about being in this world, man. And that worldly spirit will have an opportunity to jump on you, man. And you got to be able to defend that thing off, man. Okay. And all through the spirit, there was the brother Micah Olive from Great Millstone brought out a beautiful precept. It was going into the book of 2 Timothy, the second chapter and the 22nd verse, and it was primarily talking about fleeing youthful lusts. Okay, and in this thing of ours, we can get turned around very quickly, man. Just dealing with all the things that we deal with on a daily. All right, it's not only just simple people that we deal with out there, but we wrestle against not flesh and blood, but also principalities and other spiritual demons and spiritual beings, man. Okay, and demons like that can jump onto you, man, and make you get into a worldly state of mind. And when you're dealing with the flesh more so, that's warring against the spirit. All right, and you want to be locked in at this time, man, especially at the time that we're in right now with all these prophecies ramping up, man. Any day, our big brother Yahweh Shai could crack them clouds and come back. The Lord can speed all these prophecies up, and we can be the heck up out of here real quick. All right. So, without further ado, we're gonna get into it. This is just the commentary of the guild, and I'm gonna let the brother bring it out. Go ahead,
2 Timothy 2:22. Flee also youthful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart.
Go ahead.
Verse 23, and it says,
talk more or less about this one. The actual
commentary.
Yeah, the commentary. It's the Salaki. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read that first part again.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
2 Timothy 2:22. Flee also youthful lust.
Flee also youthful lusts, meaning not lust of uncleanness, lasciviousness. All right, and you got to think about how America is right now, man. All right, with America just makes anything where this place is where anything goes, bro. And that word lasciviousness right there means, freakiness, over sexuality, man. All right, and I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna get the definition of it just via Google. All right. And this word here, this is the definition of lasciviousness, and it says of a person, manner, or gesture, feeling, revealing, or an overt and often offensive sexual desire. And who does that normally fit, man? That fits the so-called white man who is biblically known as the Edomite, according to the Bible, man.
Man of Eve.
Yeah, and this guy always is always on some freaky, nasty stuff, man. To where it's just over the top. Okay, you got Jake trying to be the ultimate heathen, man. Jake goes hard when it's going down to something wicked, and in this place we see that week in and week out all the time. Okay, and that's just on one point. But I'm gonna continue so we don't we don't get caught up. That's besides the point.
Also real quick, that word lust in the Greek is epithumia. Which it says desire, craving. Now, having desire isn't wicked because also in our law, after you pay your tithes, it's written to get whatever your soul lusted for. But once again, to the earth, Yahweh created duality. You have use and you have abuse. A way to use things and ways to abuse things. So, but this lust, it says desire, craving, longing, desire for what is forbidden. So, desiring what's forbidden and craving was forbidden. Now, sin is put onto the flesh because the flesh was created to be wicked. Yep. If sin was this thing that everybody was just shunned upon, that's so disgusting, it wouldn't have been a problem. The reason why sin is a problem is because it should be hella good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it says that desire for what is forbidden, because your flesh is always going to lust after it. That's why the Apostle Paul made that point that it's a battle, it's a fight, because you were literally created for the, like not for these things, but your flesh was created to want to indulge in these things. But the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that righteous, that perfect spirit, tells you don't do that. Why it's a battle. The flesh is saying, nigga, go for it. The spirit's like, oh, you're chill, don't do that.
Right. Con. I'm going to continue in this. It says, meaning not lusts of uncleanliness, lasciviousness, and filthiness, nor any of those follies and vanities which the youthful age usually lusts and desires after, to which Timothy was not inclined. But such lusts are apt to prevail with young ministers of the gospel, such as vainglory. And that, number one, vainglory, man. You know, feeling, being like you own, wanting to be the man. You know what I'm saying? Wanting to be acceptable to all of your peers and to society. All right? Popular applause. You know, that goes right into that. You always want somebody to see you. You want somebody to see you doing, you know, seeing you doing what you doing. You know what I'm saying? So that everybody can do that. Being a pleaser of a man. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what the Spirit has us here for. Okay? And these are all things that happen to people that are, you know, or young brothers that's in this truth, or people that's just falling into a worldly way and letting the world get the better of them. Okay? Because this world, man, we already know, like the brother likes to say, if you can touch it here, it's going to melt. This place is going to melt with fervent heat, man. That Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to destroy this place, man. This place is not a place where you're going to build up or store your treasures here, man. Okay? It says, vainglory, popular applause, seeking to have preeminence. And that word preeminence means superiority, man.
Right.
Okay? To be higher up on somebody. You know, there's a lot of times you'll see situations where people will think that they're on a level, you know, or they're on a level higher than another brother, and really that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? They want to be the mighty one. They want to be above heads of the camp. They want to be able to put themselves up on the level of the apostles. You know what I'm saying? Or the elders.
They want to be an elder after 2 months.
You know what I'm saying? Act like you got the juice like that. In reality, man, it's all vainglory. You know, you can't even break down, you know, Daniel 7.
Genesis 1.
Okay? You know what I'm saying? You got some more on that, or you?
I have the definition for preeminence.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
So the definition for preeminent, it says surpassing all others, very distinguished in some way, and also within the scripture it says flee youthful lust, and then it lists this, because being a young man, whenever that testosterone hit, all that will come to you. You know, that conquer. All you want to do is fuck, fight, and just be that dude. Which it's not necessarily wicked, but once again, there's a righteous way to do things, and there's a wicked way to do things. Mm-hmm. But in America, you've been shown on TV that the chain and the bitches, the money, you've been shown the wrong way to do these things. In society, Paul was telling you, well, look, flee these things, abstain from them. You know, follow the elders, because the elders, they're first off, you know, they're more aged, they're older men, and they have the experience, which is also written, I want to say in Timothy somewhere, that patience, that experience goes into patience, which goes into faith, which goes into, you know, basically being on point.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know? So we have teachers to teach us. They've been through, like for example, with my generation, people my age, we have so many examples of what not to do, but people my age just say, fuck it, well, you know, I want to do it myself. There's no reason for that. You have brothers who have already been through it, and really, young brothers do that because they want preeminence. They want to be able to say, well, look, I did this. Versus listening unto your teachers tell you, look, that's not the way to do it. You know?
And wanting to be seen, wanting to be up on a higher statue, want to be, you know, you want to be on a level higher than, you know, they want recognition, man. You know what I'm saying? That goes into preeminence. And then also contentions with and contempt of others. That word contentions means to fight, to contests, you know, and contempt. That word right there, if we go into that word right there, it basically simply means that, you know, you're somebody that, you know, you're belittling, or you're sleeping, as we say, you sleeping on somebody, bro. Yeah. You're taking people lightly, you know, and that should be really highly considered, you know, or taking things lightly and not considered, and of the like. You know what I'm saying? So, other than that, I got a quick precept that I want to go into. I'll get it real quick. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5, and I'm going to start at 16. All right, and unless you got something else on me, we can end on this one, brother.
That's good.
Okay, this is Galatians chapter 5, verse 16, and it says, "This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if you have been led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law," meaning you're not breaking or not going to do some things that are going to break the law. Okay, verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, lasciviousness, everything that we going into, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, immolations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of which I tell you before, as I have also told you in times past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. And that's everything that you see right now on these videos, man. When you look at VEVO or on the news or on BET, MTV, all this stuff, that's what Jake normally sees on a week in, week out basis. All of that stuff right there, that's contrary to the scriptures, man. That's the wages of sin, man, which is death. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. This says, verse 22, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness of faith, meekness, temperance," which means self-control. "Against," and here's the point, "against such there is no law." Meaning, if you continue to keep those right there, you're not going to go off. There's nothing written about those that saying that you're going to go off just by doing those, man. All right? "And they that are Hamasiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. So if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit." If you're going to talk about it, be about it. Okay? "Let us not be desirous of vain glory," emptiness, "provoking one another and envying one another." All right?
And see, that word vain literally means empty, nothingness, a big vat of darkness. There's nothing there. Because prior to the end of the day, death don't care who you are. Mm-hmm. Whether you're the most humble man or the most prideful man, whether you're the richest or the poorest, death don't care who you are. You know what I mean? So all that vain glory at the end of the day, it doesn't amount to anything, because we are as mortal men, and our lives are as the wind. They come and they go.
God.
That being said, while you're here, what is your duty? Ecclesiastes 12, serve the Heavenly Father. In the days of your youth, and while the evil days come not, repent unto the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because the God of Abraham is about to come back and flood the earth with fire this time.
Yep.
Which fire gonna hurt a lot more than that water did. You know?
And with that,
I think it's hot right now.
You know, with that, we're going to close. We're going to give all praise, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And on to the next. Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.